Hello?
Julian! Julian!
Huh.
Julian, wake the fuck up! They need a new video!
She's right. They do need a new video. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Julian back at again with another video. Today I'm going to be just kind of yapping. You know, if you guys don't like yapping, just forward all the way to the end of the video. But be sure to like, you know, and then subscribe, and also turn on your post notifications to be notified when I post brand new videos. So as you guys tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my high school life, and the reason why I quote unquote the high part is because high school is when I started smoking weed. I just want to make sure this is all going to be the truth, some of the truths I'm going to give you guys. Don't worry. Kids, this video is not for kids. I'm telling you guys that right now. My videos are not for kids. Anyways, let's start off with the freshman year 2021. I was 15 when in 2021. 15, started freshman year. I had no friends. I only had like one friend, and that was Tyson. He was a cool kid I met back in elementary. I still talk to him. He's still my friend, elementary friend basically. 2021's freshman year was actually pretty decent. I wasn't too good looking like I am now. I mean, yeah. 2021 was like a phase where I was always, and especially during COVID, it was still kind of COVID, so you still had to wear masks. So 2021 was just mask. 2021, I was never ever seen without this vest. This vest was my go-to in 2021. Like freshman year, I was always wearing this vest every single day. I never changed it. I never really like thought, oh, you know, it's not gonna be like a big deal, you know, it's just a vest. But this was my day-to-day vest every single day. So the real ones know I was always wearing this. My hair was not this long. It was really short, honestly, to be honest with you guys. It was really short. And I met friends, Keisha, the gang, all of them. And freshman year is the year I first started ditching. I remember it was me and two other people, and I'm not gonna say their names, but me and two other girls, we decided to go to the store. It was my first time ditching, by the way, so I was like, okay, bet, I'll go. Like, you know, it was women was a big thing to me back then. It was really bad. But yeah, we went to the store, and when we were walking to the store, one of them was like, do you smoke? And I was like, I wanted to sound cool because honestly, I didn't want to be like, nah, I don't smoke, and then they were gonna be all, the vibe was gonna change, you know. So I just told them, I was like, yeah, I do. So she pulls out a can and a lighter. The real ones know what that is. The only ones that know what that is. And then walking that way, we were just all the way that way up to the store. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did not know how to smoke. I never smoked. I've never done that in my entire life as growing up. Until like 15, 14, that's when I started like, I mean, I was doing it, but I wasn't doing it correctly. I was kind of just, I wasn't breathing in. That's basically how I could put it. The grass wasn't going with my lungs. You know, it wasn't hanging out with them. So, I had to pretend like I was high, and I've never ever been high. So my basically was, oh my gosh, what's going on? When we got to the store, and when we got to the store, it was a 7-Eleven. I remember this very carefully. It was a 7-Eleven, and then that's when I saw my grandma in front of the line by the cash register. Hurry up and ran behind one of the like shelves. Yeah. Then we move on to 2022, sophomore year. Now, sophomore year was another phase I went through. It was basically me adjusting to high school, you know, talking to more people. And I wish I had the jacket, but it was a black sleeved, black hoodie, but gray right here in the front area and the back. I was wearing that one constantly day to day, but that jacket always had holes in it. It was always like getting ripped until I decided to cut the sleeves off that jacket and decided just to wear it. So that was my go-to back in high school for sophomore year. Sophomore year is when I met Variah and Aurelian, and then I met this kid named Andrew. I'm not gonna say his name because I haven't talked to him in a minute. So, me and Andrew were like really chill. He was basically like Tyson, but more of a DC, like more of a, how do I put this? A nerd like me. And he was really cool. He was like one of my closest bros, you know, until he moved. You know, he moved away. But sophomore year was basically I learned. Basically how to correctly, like I learned how to do that correctly. I learned how to smoke correctly, and that's when I decided just to fit in a little more. And I was doing it constantly, day to day to day to day. The place I'm living in right now, this is where I would like slowly work my way up to it, you know, just hiding it from friends and family, mainly just family. The only people I did tell at first was my uncle and auntie. They don't live around here, but they do live in a big city. So, yeah, I told them, and then they encouraged it. No, they didn't encourage it. They kind of just were chill about it. They weren't really like, they didn't care, you know what I mean? So I did with them, but with my friends, it was kind of just me by myself. I can't tell you guys any stories about sophomore year, because I don't really remember sophomore year either. Sophomore year wasn't really like a pop-out moment for me, you know? It wasn't really like, oh yeah, like, let's do something, you know, let's do something. That wasn't really my style. Like, that wasn't me. But the end of sophomore year, Andrew, I hope I could put this out, but Andrew started dating this girl named Hannah. And she was, to me, she was really cool. Like when I first, like, I didn't know who she was at the time because I wasn't really socializing, but I did have a friend named Adam. He passed away in summer of 23. Yeah. He passed away summer 23, and Adam knew who she was. Adam knew who Hannah was, and he would always say hi. And I saw her, but I never I wasn't like, oh, hi. You know, I really thought I wasn't, like, I really thought, like, I wasn't really, like, capable of hanging out with this person because she was honestly a little cooler than me. She kind of still is. But anyways, yeah, so those two were dating, but honestly, I kind of just, the first time I met her was through text. I was just like, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, text her and see what's up. So I told her, hey, what's going on? We said hi, we connected over the phone, like, it was, like, cool, you know, like, we weren't really talkative, but we talked, you know what I mean? Thus became, the way I like to call it is, the Cheech and Chong era. The Cheech and Chong era, was me and her. Anyways, but I also forgot to tell you guys, sophomore to freshman year, I had a friend. I still have a friend. I'm sorry. I have a friend named Keisha. Now, she is a goat. She's real. She's basically a dude if the dude were gay. That's how I could put it. But she's really cool. She's been my friend. She's still my homie throughout these times, you know what I mean? I met her in freshman year, and I was like, oh, shoot, that's so cool. And like, me and Keisha hit it off. Like, we're chilling now. Like, we're still friends to this day, you know? But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for sophomore year. So we move on to junior year. The year I became a junior and also turning 17. So that was in 2023. So at the beginning of junior year, you guys know the high school routine, you know, they get your pictures, you know, all that, they get your schedules. So I remember the first day of school, we went to get our schedules in this gym, and I was like, oh, cool, like, you know, I'm gonna talk to this friend of mine, you know, I'm gonna talk to Hannah because, you know, we're like kind of sort of friends, you know. I was like, okay, cool. So I saw her in the gym, and let me tell you guys right now, one of the most awkward moments of my life, and I feel like it was hers too, because the way I approached her was just like, just on her shoulder, just hi, like just something small. Like I was like hi, and then as I told you guys, yeah. So I wasn't really talking to her about her. I was like, oh, how's my bro doing? You know, it's just all that, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Awkward, really awkward. And then I think first hour. I got first hour with her, and this girl named Sadie. I'm not gonna say her name. Sadie, Hannah, and me would become the three best friends of the class, like of this class. So when we first went into like the first few weeks of school, I was always I always turn around because they sat behind me, and I was just like, hi, like, how are you doing? Until like we switched desks and we were sitting next to the door, so it was Sadie, Hannah, and then me. So I sat like, and then Adam was in the front of us too. But you know, like, getting more and more to know Hannah, she was basically, I want to say like me, but like she was a pro. And if you know what I'm talking about, yeah, I think that's the one thing, I think that's the first thing that brought us together. Like, that's the thing that cooled our friendship bond right there, was just smoking. Because once I told her, like, I asked her if she smoked, and she was like, oh yeah, I do. And then I was just like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then like, just getting to know like one another, like just starting off with smoking was one of the best feelings ever. If I could go back to that when we first met, it would be a cool moment, because she's been my best friend throughout high school. She still is. She always will be, no matter what's going on. You know, she knows I always got her back. If you're watching this, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But that's when Sadie was, out of me and her, were able to drive. She was able to drive. Sadie was the one to drive. Trust me, she knew how to drive. But we started hanging out after school in junior year. Like, we started going out, hanging out, chilling. And this is like in the fall time area. This is when fall showed up. We went to the mall, and let me just say, junior year is when I got my first job, when I was getting paid. I had paper. I was doing so much. I had so much money in my account. Like, I was getting paid left and right because I was working at Dairy Queen. And I was basically the friend that was able to provide for all of our hangouts. And I had no problem with that, because I love those two. Those two were so cool. Like, we had our moments, you know. But one day we went to the mall. Let's just say I spent over like $200.
Damn!
I was waiting at the church. I was, you know, this is when I started getting professional. I had a bowl, and then I had a lighter, and then I was just like, oh yeah, I'm so professional now. Like, I'm good, you know, I know what I'm doing. But I didn't know some more of it, you know what I mean? I didn't know the crusher. I didn't know what the crusher was. Yeah. And I'm saying crusher. I know the real word, but I'm saying crusher. But yeah, I texted her. I told her, I was like, Mom, I smoke. And she didn't believe me at first, guys. She didn't believe me at first, until I took a picture of what I was holding in my hand and what I was doing. I sent her a video too, and she was mad. She was like, if I catch you smoking again, I forgot what she said. She told me I had to quit my job. No, I wasn't. She told me something. I don't really remember, because yeah. But junior year is the year I met Jaden. Jaden was my real friend. She's still a real friend to this day, no matter what's going on. I met her in, I think it was 6th hour junior year class. Yes, it was. And Jaden's cool. Like, she was really cool. Like, no matter what, she was awesome. Like, she was really chill. She had pretty good vibes. And yeah, we stayed friends throughout that whole time. Who else? I know you guys are thinking, has he met any guy friends? Yes, I have, but I don't really talk about it, because some of them like were like just, you know, not my vibe. They didn't vibe with me until summer of 23, when I met freaking my boys, sorry, McCaffrey, Aurelian, Skylar. These guys are the chillest out of my group. They're still cool with me. I'm still cool with them, you know. If you guys are watching this, I'm pretty sure you guys will, but you guys are my boys. You guys are cool. This is when 24 of senior year started. Okay, greenouts. Greenouts are the worst thing you could ever imagine. I would not wish that upon anybody who's hurt me. My first greenout was terrible. I remember I was at home. I was just chilling. No, actually, I was at school when I greened out. I was at school. I remember it was early in the morning. I think it was just me. Yeah, it was just me. Took a couple riffs here and there. And this is when they started introducing carts. Carts were like the thing that was, it was bad. Carts were, I'm just saying carts were gross. But my first time with a green out was a cart. Just, and once I used to do this in the bathroom. You guys can't take back my diploma. I used to smoke in you guys' bathrooms. And anyways, and I never got caught. I could be proud of that because I never got caught when I was doing it. Anyways, yeah, I did it in the bathroom, and then I was just like, oh, you know, I was doing fine. Like, I was doing so good until my brain was like, reality's not real. Everyone's looking at you. The teachers know. And that freaked me out. I was so freaking paranoid. I was looking around like this. I was like, ooh, they know. And that day my name got called to the office just to talk about switching a class. But once they were like, can Julian Horse come to the office, please? Can Julian Horse come to the office, please? Thank you. Let me tell you guys right now, that announcement scared me. And I was walking, I remember I passed Hannah and she was like, what's going on? I was like, honestly, Hannah, I think they know I smoke. I was so paranoid. I was like, oh, they caught me. I was scared, trust me. Whew. And I walked to the office. Let me tell you right now, there was cops, security, principals, and guidance counselors. And I had to walk in a guidance counselor's office, and I've had his trust for so many years, all throughout my 4 years of high school. And it was just like, oh snap. I was like really trying nonchalant. I was like this. I was like, and he was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. You know, I'm good. But yeah, green outs are the worst things ever. But that was a green out on a cart. And let's start with senior year. Senior year was my year, honestly. I'll be honest with you. I did so much in my senior year. I did a lot. I'll put some pictures up to show you guys, you know.
Side of the